because of the Jedi ways. He's really saturated in a culture that denies attachment. Obi Wan Kenobi is a great show, and he's a great character. He's actually one of my favorite characters in Star Wars, and he's misunderstood, I think, by a lot of people. One of my favorite scenes really highlights his attachment issues. So today, let's talk about Obi-Wan and attachment. Now, when we look at the Obi-Wan show, we have to remember the backdrop it's framed against with everything else. That's just a snippet of his life. Obi-Wan was a Jedi who was raised in the Jedi ways, and his master was killed. We remember that from episode 1, even if no one wants to try to remember the Phantom Menace. We remember in episode 1, his master was killed right in front of his eyes, and that's a tragic, hurtful thing. What happens next? Well, he connects with the child, sort of, and they have a difficult relationship until the child grows up, and then they become friends, and then the child betrays him. His best friend of years, decades, betrays him and destroys everything he's ever loved. Now, when you look at the Clone Wars show, Obi Wan Kenobi also falls in love with a woman, but can't bring himself to really go there because of the Jedi ways. He's really saturated in a culture that denies attachment. They want you to accept yourself and accept others, but not really get too close to others. And it's a difficult dynamic when he's in love, when he's facing terror and facing stress all the time. It's a difficult code to keep to, and Obi-Wan does his best. But I remember that scene in episode 4, A New Hope, when Luke asks him, "How did my father die?" And Obi-Wan goes like this, and he kind of stares off into the distance, and it's this amazing moment from Sir Alec Guinness of acting with a character that would go on to be in tons of films and media, and this was his first appearance, and it was this moment of shell shock, PTSD, misery, wounded attachment. Now, in the show, Obi-Wan, what is he trying to do? He's trying to love his best friend's children. He's trying to protect the one thing from his best friend that is still there. He's trying to do what he couldn't do for his best friend and save those children instead. He's also upholding his duty to the people who've died, to the people he's lost. This is his redemption, but it's also his only connection to the people he's loved in his life. Obi-Wan Kenobi as a show then really shows us a lot about what it means when attachment gets broken and stays broken. Maybe we are fairly secure ourselves, but we face all kinds of difficulties when other people hurt us, when other people let us down, when we lose people and we don't understand why or how to make it better. Obi-Wan as a character has to go from pain to pain to pain and survive in between and make things happen to help others. It's a hard battle. It's a hard thing that he faces. It's a huge challenge. And this comes to a head, especially in the show Obi-Wan, where he's facing this again and again, trying to rescue these children and protect them and keep them safe from all kinds of threats, maybe even from their own father and the system their father runs. It's a hard, hard thing. And I like Obi-Wan for that reason. I really do. And he teaches us a lot about attachment, which is that we can be resilient when we love and respect ourself. The relationships with others must come from ourself first. And if we can view ourself with respect and really care for the self first, we are able to recover and be resilient even when other people do things that we don't agree with. And that is why he survives straight through to the end to an old man still taking care of people and gives his life to save his best friend's son. And that's really the story of Obi-Wan. If you have been challenged in your own life with attachment, if that's been a struggle, if you feel like it's been one hit after another and you've never made peace with them, contact me. Click the links in the description below. Schedule a session with me. Let's coach on this, and I can coach you and show you how to overcome these challenges and how to build loving relationships with people in your life that will actually care for you and get you through.